Hi there, Addy here from TorontoIndianOnline.com, here with the gorgeous 9-plex that just got listed in Georgetown. The property was initially listed for $1.1 million. They just reduced it to $929,000. The reason I hadn't posted about it before, because at 1.1 the numbers just didn't make sense. So now we're back with this property listed at $929,000. So I'm just going to run through the numbers pretty quickly, and I'll give you a bit of a background on the property, and then we can go and see how well this property matches up to your investment criteria. So it's a Georgetown property. It is in downtown Georgetown, listed for $929,000. It has 9 units in it. It shows 10 over here because there's garages there in the back. There's a 2 garage and there's 12 parking spots available with it. $929,000 asking. The total cash requirement, investment requirement, is $246,000. A net operating income, this is after all the expenses are paid, is $5117 minus the mortgage, actually $5117. Cash flow the property is generating is $1,403 per month. Cap rate is 6.6% based on purchase price. And cash on cash return on year 1 is around 6.8%. Internal rate of return at 10 years is 16.8%. And the future value that it generates is around 12.8%. So let's look at the numbers. Let's dive in. So the first mortgage at 25% down. Sorry, I have a dog over here. So the first mortgage at 20% down, 80% mortgage is $743,840. Down payment requirement is $185,960. Buying cost, again, I'll give you a breakdown of this number later on, is $60,788. Initial cash investment is $246,748. Now, the $60,000 is a higher number. The number would be a little bit lower. I just put that number over there so you have a little bit of a cushion available. So the average cost per unit is $92,980. This is much lower than what we're seeing in Toronto. In Toronto, we're seeing between $200,000 and $300,000 cost per unit. You have $92,000 for a building that is just outside of Toronto. Loan to cost ratio, again, 80%. We talked about this number. 25% amortization, 25-year amortization with 3.5% mortgage. So annual rent multiplier is at 9.8, which is really good. Operating expenses at 33.9, a little bit on the high side. We like to see between 25 and 35%, but this is a 9-unit building, so it shows that there is some opportunity for either increasing rents or you can decrease the expenses. So there's some additional efficiencies to be had. For assumptions in this evaluation, we have appreciation rate of 3% per year, vacancy of 2%, which is in line with what Georgetown is. Georgetown is around 1.6 right now. Income inflation is at 2% and expense inflation at 1%. If you were to refinance this property in the future, we have it scheduled. We have it priced at 70%. So let's look at the gross rent. So it's generating $7,894 a month with a grand total per year of $94,723. 2% vacancy allowance with the operating income after the vacancy allowance is $77.36. So we go into the expenses now. The expenses are very detailed. I really like this property because the owners and the listing agent has provided a lot of detailed information about it. So the taxes are at 10%, which is around $9,571. Much cheaper than anywhere else that we have seen. Insurance, they had it much cheaper. They had it at $751. I bumped it up to $2,400. Expenses for the hydro, this is for the common areas, is $35.52 per year. Heat and hydro for the whole building is $35.18. A little bit light in my opinion, but this is something that we have to confirm. $933 for water. Cleaning, $36.22. Now a lot of times we see this, cleaning is not included, management fee is not included, snow removal is not included, landscaping is not included. All of those costs are included in here. So management fee at 5% is included, which is $46.41. Water rentals at 1%, $828. Snow removal, $15.95, which is $133 a month. Landscaping at $64 a month. So all of that expenses are included. Mind you, $133 is only for 6 months of the year, and then you have $765 for the rest of the year in the summer months. So total expenses are totaling around 34%, which is $2,600 a month, or $31,425 a year. So after your net operating income, which is $5117, that is your gross income minus your vacancy and your expenses, you're looking at a cash flow of $1,403. Now the year 1 improvements is 0 over here, but there are some improvements that have to be made. They had done some work over there, but there is some more work required, which is part of the reason why this property is priced the way it is. This property, they just started showing it at this price this week. and I don't think it's going to stay around for very much longer. So here's a projection. If you want to copy this report, if you just scroll down, you can take a look at the link underneath, and you can open it up and you can take a look at it in further detail. So the income is increasing at a 2% rate, and the expenses are increasing at a 1% rate, and this is a complete breakdown of that. And then buy and hold projections, again looking at your excuse me, looking at your mortgage not changing much, but your income increasing and your expenses increasing, and as well as your pay down. So as your mortgage is getting paid down, so there's this is a whole breakdown of how the property will shape up based on the property paying off itself over the next 30 years. So you can take a look at it in a little bit more detail. The only thing, other thing I wanted to point out to you, again, this is a 9-plex, so there's 4 2-bedrooms and 5 1-bedrooms, and there's 2 garages and 12 parking spots with this one. And the only other thing I really wanted to show you is the buying cost that will be associated. So there'll be an appraisal for this property, which is going to cost you around between $2,000 to $2,500. Loan origination fees. Now this is at 1.5%, but you might be able to go to the bank directly where you don't have to pay a lot of fees. So this would be a lot less. Commission, there is some commission that you're going to have to pay on this one because this is an exclusive. The seller isn't offering a lot of commission on this property, so there is some commission that's going to be incorporated in this one. There's legal of $2,500 and land transfer tax, which in my opinion is going to be around $18,000, $596. Total works out to $60,722. In reality, you're probably going to be looking at between $40,000 to $50,000 in closing fees for this property. Again, as I said, this property is available right now for showings. If you have any questions, if you'd like more information, reach out to me right away, 1-877-439-2339, or you can email me, Addy at heyaddy.com, or you can just fill out the form below and contact me directly from there. Take care, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.